Shalom to the elect of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, the millstone, who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. Shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. And this is another update. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is letting you people know that North America is finished, man. And everything about North America is collapsing. Okay? I'm talking about from the way things was built to the money, man. The economy is collapsing, man. Everything. Every bubble. Housing bubble. Car loan bubble. Student bubble. Loans. Everything is finna crash, man. Hey, so Lord's witness be edifying. Now this is a guy, Peter Schiff, which is one of the top economists. And he goes in on what's going on today with the dollar.
Expert on the economy, he forecast the financial crisis of 2008.
What was it that you saw that others missed?
You were on my show an awful lot. I appreciate it because you were one of the only people that saw this coming and had cojones to say it.
Nobody sounded the alarm louder than Peter Schiff.
The worst is yet to come. The fundamentals are not sound. They're awful. If the fundamentals were sound, we wouldn't be having this problem. This is going to be an enormous credit crunch. The party is over for the United States. We cannot continue.
Now, this was back in, he was letting them know for 2008 that it was going to be a crash.
They're going to get hit. They're going to get hit hard. So when you see the stock market come down and the real estate bubble burst, all that phony wealth is going to evaporate.
Why didn't anybody listen?
Well, the financials, as I keep saying, are just super bargains. I particularly like Merrill Lynch.
Look, stay away from the financials. They're toxic.
Not only didn't anybody listen to it, a lot of people actually laughed at it.
Can't sell their house. The inventories are exploding all over the country. Houses are on the market for 6 months a year. There's no bidders. So the price is going to fall through the floor. These stimulus checks aren't going to change it. Who's laughing?
Okay, well, you know,
I am. You. But you're just way off base. There is nothing out there that tells us we're going to have a nice slowdown, but it's not going to be.
Let me ask you this.
You have been mocked on all of these financial shows going back to 2005. Oh my gosh.
you sort of saw this coming.
You may know him from YouTube fame as videos of Peter Schiff calling the market's collapse way back in 2006 have been making the rounds out there in cyberspace. Turns out he was right on the money.
Now, the one and only Peter Schiff has hit the fan. He saw this day coming and predicts it is a tiny, tiny blip. It's not tiny, and again, it's not just subprime.
You're simply wrong about that.
No, I'm not.
People will cheer because the picture's full clear. Keep this nation satisfied.
So I just want to show you that Peter Schiff warned the people what was coming, man, but they didn't want to believe him, okay? Now, this is an update. This is new. And Peter Schiff going in on what's about to happen to North America real soon, which is already happening.
Tonight, this story, the Philippines and Serbia are joining a slew of central banks that are increasing their gold holdings. They follow a global trend of other central banks accumulating bullion in a move seen as a shift away from the U.S. dollar as a standard. And this global trend, by the way, was led by Russia and China. So what does it really mean? Well, there are few people who know more about gold than Peter Schiff. And he is good enough to join us now with his take on this. Peter, why are countries doing this? And I guess it bears asking, right? As an American, what does this mean? What does this mean to me? What does it mean for us?
Well, I think it means a lot for Americans because we have enjoyed the extraordinary privilege of being able to create out of thin air the reserve currency. And, you know, before the dollar was the reserve, gold was the reserve. And the reason that the dollar became the reserve is because it was as good as gold. Because the dollar was not only backed by gold, but redeemable in gold. In fact, the dollar was gold. It was Federal Reserve notes that were IOUs for dollars, which were made of gold. And we went off the gold standard in 1971, but I think the world is going to go back on it because I think the days where the dollar is a reserve currency are numbered, and we're going back to basics. You know, everything old is new again. Gold was money in the past, and it will be money again in the future. And central banks that are smart enough to read that writing on the wall.
And he just quoted a scripture, man, in Ecclesiastes. Okay, that which was shall be again. And there's nothing new under the sun, man. Okay? So, hey, everything is reversing, man. The Lord is reversing everything. Going back to what? How things used to be, man. Going back to meaning what? Israel used to be in rulership, man. Okay? This is what we going back to, man. And it's beautiful how the Lord is reversing things and people don't realize what's going on, man. Okay?
Are increasing their gold reserves now.
Well, if we don't have gold and we stay with something like what we have now in the United States, we're then able to manipulate currency in such a way so that we can, for example, print money when we're in the middle of a recession or worse. If we go to the gold standard, for example, if it becomes global and we have to end up accepting it ourselves, that would not be good for us, right? In terms of getting out of these sticky wickets we've been in, like in 2008.
Well, first of all, the only reason we get into those sticky wickets is because of the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve lights the fire and then pretends to put it out. If we go back on the gold standards, we take the matches away from the Fed. So
now I want to freeze up on me. So just showing you, man, that the economy is collapsing, man. When you got this guy Peter Schiff telling you what's going on, hey, he did it before, and this is the will of the Lord, man.
So they can't light the fire, so there's nothing to put out. You know, gold and economic freedom go hand in hand. And if you don't believe me, just ask Alan Greenspan, because he authored an article, Gold and Economic Freedom, which I would recommend that people read. But, you know, gold is the enemy of the welfare state and big government. That's why governments don't like gold. They want paper. But the problem is eventually the paper has no value. And we are headed to a currency crisis in the United States. And what's going to put the United States back on a gold standard is to try to stop the free fall of the dollar. You know, they're going to postpone it as long as possible. You know, when Nixon took us off the gold standard, he said it was temporary. He was right. It was temporary, but it just lasted a lot longer than people thought.
Because of what the Dow's done this month, because of what we saw yesterday with the yield on bonds and several other indicators, people are saying that it's not looking like anything other than likely at this point that we will be hit with a recession, probably at some point in 2020. In fact, that's what Guggenheim is reporting this morning. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, not just a recession, the recession. It is going to be worse than the last one, which was...
Meaning the end. The end. Okay, he said 2020.
The worst one since the Great Depression. We call it the Great Recession. The next one is going to be greater. And what's going to make it that much more problematic, especially here in America, is the resurgence of inflation. This is going to be an inflationary recession. We called it stagflation when it happened in the 1970s, except this is going to be a lot worse. A much weaker economy than the one we had then, and much more inflation, except there is no Jimmy Carter and Paul Volcker waiting at the end of the decade to save us. Instead of going hard right, we're going hard left. We're going to go to modern monetary theory and a democratic socialist, which means they're going to run the presses full steam, and that's what I think is going to crash the dollar, and ultimately, which would bring us back to gold.
Peter Schiff, always a great, always good having you on, and thank you so much for sharing.
There it is, man. See, what's finna happen is, hey, man, the economy crashing, man, okay? You people don't understand what's going on. Hey, you're going to be left out here, man, okay? You're going to be left out here. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 19. And it reads, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. So, no matter if we go back to gold, man, this kingdom is done, man. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of thy wrath, in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowls, because it is, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. So even if North America go back to the gold standard, man, and the silver, the Lord say it is a stumbling block of their iniquity, man. Okay? The Lord's, amen, the deceived and the deceiver are the Lord's, man. Okay? So these people that's been deceived, man, not knowing what's really going on. So this is James chapter, this is James chapter 5 and 1. These people that have been deceived, man. The deceived and the deceiver are the Lord's, man. Okay? This is James 5 and 1. It reads, Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Okay? So, this gold and silver, man, the Lord said they shall cast their gold and silver in the streets, man. It should not save you, man. Oh, and the other nations ain't gonna regard your gold and silver neither, man. Cause they want blood, okay?
Not so a subtle threat sent out on Twitter. Now, President,
Let me back that up.
to heightened tension between the United States and Iran, including a not so a subtle threat sent out on Twitter. Now, President Trump threatened to end Iran as tensions build. End. Now, this comes just after a week after Iran said it would pull out of the nuclear deal and resume a uranium enrichment program. RT's Dan Cohen has been following this story.
If there's one thing that Donald Trump is consistent about, it's mixed messaging. On one hand, you have this tweet from Sunday afternoon saying, if Iran wants to fight, that will be the end of the country of 83 million people. Then, just a few hours later, Trump says this.
And don't kid yourself, you do have a military-industrial complex. They do like war.
The president's advisors, well, their messaging doesn't change.
That's why before 2019, we here will celebrate in Tehran. Thank you very much.
And after a briefing with John Bolton, the hawkish senator, Lindsey Graham, is calling for an overwhelming military response to any Iranian threats. He accused Iran of attacking pipelines and ships, a reference to the operation against 4 Saudi oil tankers that Saudi Arabia and U.S. intelligence blamed on Iran, even though Yemen's Houthis took credit. Then there's the claim that groups linked to Iran are threatening U.S. forces stationed in Iraq, but a British general poured cold water on that claim.
I'm not going to go into the detail of it, but there are a substantial number of militia groups in Iraq and Syria, and we don't see any increased threat from many of them at this stage.
Now Iran is increasing its uranium production, signaling that it's not going to stay in the nuclear deal if the U.S. isn't either, and the European Union doesn't provide the benefits it promised. With U.S. bombers and an aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf, it wouldn't take much for an escalation, intended or not. In Washington, Dan Cohen, RT.
For more on this, we're going to turn to former U.S. diplomat Jim Jotras. Jim, you come on us often. We're talking about China, Iran. We'll probably throw a little Venezuela at some point.
Sure.
It's still the same hotbeds are happening around the world. It seems like we take 2 steps forward, then we take 10 steps back. In this case, does America need to be worried about the actions going on in Iran in the year 2019 right now?
We don't need to, but unfortunately we are. Look, it would be a lot easier if we just listed the countries we're not picking a fight with right now. A few weeks ago, we were talking about will we or won't we go to war with Venezuela? Well, that didn't happen. Now we're talking about will we or will we not go to war with Iran? It may happen. I don't think it will, but you never know. It's quite clear, as we've seen in the story, that John Bolton and others really want regime change in Iran. They will stop at nothing to get it. We don't really know what information is being fed to Donald Trump. This attack in the Green Zone in Baghdad, That could have been the Iranians firing the shot across our bow. It could have been a Shiite militia. It could have been somebody on the Sunni side, the ISIS or somebody like that trying to provoke hostilities. It could be all sorts of things. Are we going to get trapped into what could be a major war, which, frankly, we have no interest in? We have no direct national interest with taking on Iran.
And that's my question, because you do. I separate Venezuela from Iran, and a lot of reasons, even though they both want to get us involved. But Iran, there is, the area is known for terrorism, all of the Middle East, and these different groups. And I look at how the former presidents came into Iraq. We created a terrorist group when we withdrew. We went into other groups, terrorist groups. That's the reaction of it. Do we risk that? If we do go in there, and let's say we do declare some sort of military action, do we risk once again enabling and motivating another terrorist group to form that could come against the United States if we don't do this thoroughly and for the right reasons?
Well, let's take this in turn. In the case of Iraq, it was overthrowing the Iraqi government that created the opportunity for terrorism. In the case of Syria, let's be honest, we were supporting terrorist groups for 8 years trying to overthrow the Syrian government unsuccessfully. In the case of Iran, I suppose we'd have to get from A to B. We'd have to actually get rid of the Iranian government, and that would be a major undertaking. Now, will we also see using groups like ISIS, like Al-Qaeda, maybe somebody with the courage trying to use them as proxies on the ground, and we don't want to send ground troops in? There are all sorts of possibilities here, and they're all very messy.
If the United States just stayed out of this entire situation for whatever reason, just said, you know what, you guys handle it, could it continue to escalate to where there would be a problem we'd have to address on a bigger, or is it better to take out the giant right now?
I think it's quite the opposite, is that there would be no escalating situation if we weren't cranking it up. The Israelis, the Saudis want to get rid of the Iranian government. In fact, they would like to destroy Iran as a country.
Well, they want to be the powerhouse in the area.
Of course, we know there's such nice democratic human rights respecting moderates. I mean, if you want terrorist supporting, forget the Iranians. It's the Saudis. And we also now have Donald Trump threatening what in fact is probably the worst war crime genocide I've ever heard of in human history, that we will destroy Iran. Look,
can you actually destroy, though? Can you destroy? That seems like one of those Twitter on there tweeted out as a threat.
We wanted to, yes, we could. And like Russia, which has a nuclear arsenal that could destroy us, yeah, if we wanted to obliterate Iran and kill every Iranian, yes, we could do that. The question is, why would we want to even contemplate something like that? What interest of the United States even raises that kind of specter?
But the blowback on that situation, it would have to come back to the United States. President Trump did, I think, just about an hour and a half ago, do a little bit of a softer tone with Iran, saying, of course, if Iran wants to talk, we're willing to talk. Right now, their economy is hurt. It is crippling. So maybe, he's trying to take that same sort of approach of, call us, let's talk.
That was his approach to North Korea, fire and fury and all that. And where is that going right now? Because it seems his underlings don't share his vision. And the question is he trying to do the art of the deal with the Iranians? Maybe so. On the other hand, who trusts the signature of the United States on an agreement today?
But the question is, can you actually make a deal with the Iranians and keep a friendship with Saudi Arabia? Or are they that much of an arch enemy against each other?
That's a good question. That I raised the question. So why do we want the Saudis as friends?
Why do we want either side? How about we just keep? I thought the thing was America first is what Donald Trump campaigned on.
And where did that go? Look, there are a lot of countries in the Middle East. They all have one thing in common: they ain't us.
Well, and that's the thought of it. Okay, so how is there any way we can diffuse the situation if we can't be friends with both sides? If we're going to have to, either pull out or just be friends with one side, is there any other possible way of diffusing this situation?
Of course there is. We could simply back off the rhetoric, back off the threats, back off the deployments, and start opening a line of communication with the Iranians. It doesn't mean we have to switch sides, but basically is between the Saudis and the Iranians, we don't have a dog in that fight. Why are we getting involved anyway? We should talk to everybody. The Russians talk to everybody. Why can't we talk to everybody?
Well, you had to find some hope yesterday. President Trump did an interview over the weekend where he did specifically mention the military-industrial complex and how much they want a war. What did you think of?
And they gonna get war, man.
It's too bad that Donald Trump.
Because this is the lowest war.
He could actually do something about this, don't you think?
Well, he surprises us every day. So
that is true. That is true.
But you're never surprised because you are always consistently on telling us the truth. Thank you so much, America First. Thank you, Jim, for joining us.
Hey, and they gonna get war, man. Okay, they gonna get war, man. The guy said, "Hey, it's better to name the countries where we ain't at, okay, which ain't but a couple." So I'm going to play this again. I did a video on this a while ago.
From the national headquarters of RT America, our nation's capital. Hello again, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez. Because there is talk of U.S. military intervention in Venezuela, which President Trump says he is not ruling out, And because there seems to be a run-up to a war with Iran, and because we're now engaged in some way militarily in 76 countries around the world.
76 countries, man.
If you're shaking your head and as you hear that number, you probably should be. In 76 countries around the world, we have some type of military presence or some type of engagement.
And how are you able to do this? Because you rule by the sword, man. Okay? Esau's blessing is the sword, man. And if you people don't understand that these red people in the Bible are the Edomites, which is the so-called white people today, then you all don't understand, man. This is proof that these Edomites, these so-called white people, are the Edomites, man. They in 76 countries, man, doing what they want to do. What did Isaac tell Esau? He shall rule, he shall live by the sword, man. Okay? On every level, man. And that sword go into everything, man. Their technology, their pestilences, how they control everything through their military power. Okay? Because North America rules by their military power, man. That's all they got. Okay? That's why North America is the biggest, well, these Edomites are the biggest military weapons of the earth, man. Because that's what that is their blessing. Okay?
In fact, here, I'm going to show it to you so you can see it for yourself. It's even more dramatic when you actually look at it on a map. Now, here's the map of the world. And what I'm going to do is, first I want to light up the countries where we have military bases. There are 44 of them in all. Everything you see there in red, those are the countries where the United States now has military bases.
Look at that. That don't make no sense, man.
In the last 10 or 15 years. Now,
this is Esau's blessing, man. Isaac told him that he would live by the sword, man. Okay? And most importantly, he would have the fatness of the earth. Meaning what? They're going to control the best parts of the world, man. And they do. This shows you that these devils is in the best parts of the world, which is where what is that? The oil, man. These devils is out for oil and other minerals, man. Okay? All they doing is getting other minerals, man. Resources. This is what the devil do, man.
Let's show you the countries where we are conducting counterterrorism training.
Counterterrorism training.
Around the world.
Come on, man.
Little targets right there.
It said counterterrorism training. You Edomites are the terrorists, man. There's no bigger terrorists than you Edomites. It's not ISIS. It's not none of these other groups, man. Okay? It's you Edomites. You Edomites are the biggest terrorists on the planet, man. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? What does Micah 2:2 say? They covet fields and take them by violence, man. They covet fields and take them by violence.
We suspect that there are terrorists, and we have our officials there, our military officials training the military officials of each of those countries that you see along this map. Now, let's show the countries where we are shooting at people or shooting at buildings, either using our planes or our drones. There are 7 countries in the world where we are shooting things out of the sky, essentially. Let's show those right there. And you see that in those countries as well, and by the way, those are the ones that have that little white stripe you see right there. See, like those? And it's Yemen, and it's part of Somalia, and it's Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and Libya, etc. And then finally, I want to show you the countries where we have actual combat troops, boots on the ground, as we often say. Soldiers, military soldiers in those countries. There are 15 of them. See them? It's all that you see right there in blue, right? So essentially, we're spread out there. You could make the argument that this scenario has picked up speed with the invasion of Iraq, a country that is now completely destroyed, more than you could ever imagine. In fact, we have a rare video for you today from inside Iraq that we're going to be showing you in just a little bit. And there's something else we're going to do. There's something else we're going to do, which I think is important. We're going to let...
So, hey, this is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Who is the them? The Edomites, man. Who controls the money? Who controls the planet? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he, man? You Edomites. No one else ruled the earth, man. It's you Edomites, man. Okay? Who covered the faces of the judges, which they covered the faces of all the Hebrew Israelites. David, Solomon, Yahushua, the Most High, the angels, Moses. Okay? How the hell you going to create a movie, and I'm talking about the Ten Commandments, when Moses was an Edomite? When the Egyptians were Edomites, man. Everybody know the Egyptians is black, man. A dark skin, Salaki, come from Ham. Everybody know that, man. Okay? And you know another thing everybody know the Hebrew Israelites are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So-called West Indian and Haitians. Thus said the scriptures, man. You got Job said he was black. Solomon said he was black. Yahushua showed John the Revelator that he was black. Okay, Lamentation chapter 5, it said we should not be known in the streets. Okay? Our skin is blacker than the coal, man. We should not be known in the streets. The Lord said in that place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall be said unto them that you are my people. Listen, man. You Edomites are the ones who destroying the earth, man. And everybody know that you are the wicked. Okay? You got other nations that call you the devil, man. Woe unto him that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. You Edomites, you do these things, man. War, you rule by war, man. You have no other way to go into countries and do things but by war, man. This is Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Talking about you Edomites, because you are the one who control the entire planet, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenants. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. What curse? You Edomites. You Edomites are a curse, man. To have leprosy is a curse, man. So, Isaiah 24:6, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Who are the curse? You Edomites. Again, therefore have the curse devoured the earth. Because you Edomites are the curse, man. And the Lord told told Adam that the ground should not yield its fruit, you know, because he hearkened to the voice of his wife. You know, he had to work by the sweat of his brow to eat his bread. But you Edomites are the curse. Okay? Now let's prove that you are the curse. This is Isaiah 34 and verse 5, and it reads, For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is you Edomites, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So, when you read this in Isaiah 34, the Lord says his sword shall come down upon the people of his curse, Idumeans, which is Edomites. Again, Isaiah 24:6. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. Now, let's back that up with a scripture. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. The Lord say, you are the people of his curse, man. Now, let's see who this talking about. What's the curse? Who is the curse? Let's read it. This is Revelation chapter 11 and 18, and it reads, and the nations were angry. He's talking about all 16 nations outside of Esau, Edom. It's 18 nations. The Lord created 18 nations. The 12 tribes of Israel is one nation. The other 17 nations is heathens. Now, let's set aside the Edomites, which is one nation. So you got 16 other nations that's pissed off at you Edomites. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, the other 16 nations, and thy wrath is come. And a matter of fact, even the Edomite nations are pissed off at the Edomites because the elites don't care about their people. Okay? What they call the 1%ers. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the dead, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, which is Israelites, and to the saints, which is Israelites, and to them that fear thy name, which is only Israelites, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. Who's destroying the earth? Edomites. The ones that the Lord say they are the people of his curse to judgment. Okay? Edomites, man. Because when you go to Job 9:24, it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So if you Edomites ain't doing all this wickedness, who doing it? It ain't the Elamites. It ain't the Ishmaelites. It ain't the Moabites. It ain't the Ammonites. It ain't the Hamites. It ain't the Israelites. So who's destroying the earth? It's you Edomites, man. Thus saith the scriptures, man. So you can't get around that these scriptures point to you Edomites, man. You so-called white people. Everything about these scriptures point to you Edomites, man. Y'all are the ones who destroying the earth, man. Okay? You are the physical seeds of Satan, man. Point blank, period. Genesis 3:15 tell you that. The Lord said he will put enmity between thy seed and her seed. Eve don't have a seed. So I'm telling you that he gonna put an enmity between Satan's seed and Yahweh's seed. Okay? When you sum it all up, man. Yahweh got a seed, which is the sons of God, and Esau got a seed, which is sons of the wicked, man. You got the sons of Yahweh and the sons of Satan. That's how this works out, man. This is about two people, two separate nations that were separated from their mother's womb, man. Okay? And everybody else, all the other nations, is just extras in the Lord's movie, man. This is the Lord's movie, and you Edomites are the wicked, man. Every movie, you got a good guy and a bad guy. Why is that the spirit in the earth? You got to think. Why did the Lord have that type of spirit in the earth? Every time movies are created, you got a good guy and a bad guy. Okay? Why is that? Because that's the spirit of the Lord, man. Okay? You got Yahweh and you got Satan. You got the right hand and the left hand. And guess what? You Edomites are the left hand, man. And the Bible links, and the Bible points the finger at you Edomites. Okay? You come in fears and take them by violence. You oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. You stole our heritage. Now you're saying that you the Israelites. No, you the Jews. You don't want to be Issachar or Ephraim or Manasseh. You just want to be Judah, the Jews. And you ain't even saying that you are Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You just want to be Judah. Why? Because Judah is the head. You are beneath us, man. Okay? You are peasants. You are bases of men. Hey, so, Lord, wouldn't it be edifying? Got to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the preaching the truth to the four winds of the earth. With him the hopefully lay. Hey. Oh, one more verse to close on. This is Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is you Edomites, Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. It's over, man. Your kingdom is finished, man. Okay? Now, to link that real quick with Psalm 137, to prove that when it said, come and sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, let's see who that virgin daughter is. Psalm 137:7. Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, which said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. It started off talking about, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that reward of thee, as thou hast served us. Who is us? So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians, man. Hey, you got to pay back. That's why I tell you in Lamentations 4:21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Okay? Rejoice, man. Be glad. Do what you're going to do. But come down with great wrath, man. Because you know you got a short time. Come down with great wrath. No one cares, man. Your end is finished, man. Okay? 2 Ezra 6, man. Esau is the end of the world, man. You Edomites, this is the end of your world, and it's the beginning of the Israelites, man. Okay? Shalom.